everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how I like to can my potatoes. I got a great deal on potatoes, which is actually really hard to find nowadays. So I got 100 pounds and I'm going to can them all up. So come with me and I'll show you how I like to can my potatoes. We're going to be pressure canning today, so I'll also walk you through the process of pressure canning. Like with anything, preparation is key. You must make yourself a coffee first. That's mandatory. The next thing you want to do is get a pot of hot water going because you're going to be pouring that over your potatoes. So at this point you can get your jars ready. I always like to overestimate more jars than I think I would need, but I put mine in the dishwasher for now. You can either use the oven or you can put them in some hot water. It's just basically bringing the jars up to temperature so that they don't crack when I put the hot liquid inside. So you're only going to need two ingredients, your lemon juice and your preserving salt. Fill up a pot of cold water and add your lemon juice. You can also use citric acid. I just like to use lemon juice for this. You're going to want to keep your potatoes in your citric acid or lemon juice mixture for probably about 4 to 5 minutes. This is just to make sure that your potatoes don't start to turn brown over time sitting in the jars. Alright, now we're going to be filling our jars. This is when it starts to fly. You just want to fill it up about halfway, and then you're going to give it a little shake, just so the potato pieces kind of fit in line. You can go back to it. A little bit more in. Shake. I'm just going to toss a few more in here. Funnel's not really necessary for this purpose, but you'll need it when it comes to the water. And I'll just do this jar out just so I can show you quickly. So once you got that, you're going to take your teaspoon. This is a half teaspoon, so you're going to do 2 half teaspoons, which is 1 teaspoon of preserving salt. It has to be preserving salt. Don't use iodized salt. It's not proper. So 1, I'll show you there, 1 and 2. So because I'm using the quart jars, I'm going to be putting in the 1 teaspoon, but if you're using a pint jar, you do half a teaspoon, okay? You don't want it too salty, that's pretty important. So now get your funnel out, and you're going to take your boiling hot water that we already had put on the stove, and it's just straight water, and fill your jar up. Fill it right to that line again with your 2-inch clearance. You can see it start to come out. Every so often give it a little tap, not too hard. You don't want to break your jar, but you just want to bring the air bubbles up. And you see it right there. And just give it a little tap. You see here all the air bubbles coming up. Alright, now I'm going to continue this process with the rest of the jars. Probably going to have somewhere about 30 to 40 jars because we're doing 100 pounds of potatoes today. Oh, busy, but
That's how you jar up the potato, and then we're going to put the lid on, and I'll show you to do the canning process after.
So every pressure canner is different. You're going to want to read your instructions. I have the Presto 23 quart. So mine requires I have 2 inches of water at the bottom. And I also like to put in some vinegar just to keep the cloudiness off of the jars, just in case you have calcium in your water. So now we're going to seal up our canner. We're going to put it on high, and we're just going to wait until we start seeing steam shoot out of that hole there. And when the little tab in the back pops up, we're going to wait 10 minutes to vent out all the steam so that we know that there's no more air inside of the pressure canner. Then we're going to put our weight on. Now that it's vented, I'm going to put the weight on, and I'm going to be doing 10 pounds of pressure for 40 minutes. But I won't start counting my 40 minutes until the pressure reaches 10 pounds. This is very important. You don't want it to drop below 10 pounds, because if it does, you have to start your process all over again. 40 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. And that's to bring your jars up to 250 degrees inside to kill all the harmful bacteria or toxins that could grow inside of your jars when sitting. That's why you need to pressure can anything that has low acidity. The jars must reach that temperature, otherwise it's a breeding ground for bacteria. So we're just about there. It's very important to keep an eye on your pressure canner, especially at this stage. As you can see, we just hit 10 pounds of pressure. So now I'm going to be lowering probably to about 3, one of your lowest settings. And I'm going to count 40 minutes from now. Pressure canning is fun once you know how to do it, but it takes a lot of research and patience to learn how to do it. And we're canning. All right, see you guys in 40 minutes. We've reached our 40 minutes. I've turned off the heat. We now just got to wait for everything to depressurize. This is very important. Give it time. It'll probably take about a half hour for this to go through. You want the dial here to be at 0. You want this little tab thing to be down. You want to make sure that that's been down for probably about 10 minutes before you take off your knob here and pop open your lid. And remember, when you pop open the lid, it's going to be really, really hot. So just be mindful of that and open the lid away from you. So if you were to take off your little gauge or open this up right now, basically all your jars would purge, which is all the liquid would come up out of your jars, and everything you've canned would just basically evacuate your jars, and it would all just be for nothing. So, and that would actually be the least of your worries, because you could very well blow up your canners. Please be careful at this point. Just be patient. Let everything go down to 0, depressurize, cool down a little bit, and then open your canner and see your jars. Okay, I got a few more batches to go, but thank you all for watching my video. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, and remember to hit that notification bell so you can see more. Later, guys.